What's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku, back with another video. Today we do the NFL Week 16 prediction, beast picks. Joining me is the Rainy 48, I know it's been a tough week, guys. As you guys know, Rest in peace, Jill. Yeah. He's a good person. And, yeah.
Take your time, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, rest in peace. So, for the NFL picks for this week, obviously last week I did.
You kicked my ass?
Yeah, I did beat you.
There's just a little smile. You more than kicked my ass.
I got 10. I got 10, you got 8.
So now I'm 2 behind you.
2 behind you.
If it makes you feel any better, our fantasy football league, where you didn't make the playoffs,
yeah,
I'm also out of the playoffs too, so we're sitting together on the bleachers, bud.
Yeah.
We're sitting together on the bleachers now.
Yeah.
And we either get to choose to root for other Frank, my dad, or Kyle Pisner, or her cousin. So,
yeah,
take your choice.
Yeah. Anyways, first game of the Amazon. I think this might be the last one too. For Amazon, but
that's a good question, but it might be. Let me double check
this
that.
or the second one.
No, it's second to last. Woo-wee! Man, we're finishing these Amazon Prime games with a real star-studded affair next week. The Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets.
Didn't they already play? Oh wait, no, that was the Eagles.
What a terrible, terrible circumstance to be Amazon. Good thing Jeff Bezos has that Amazon money because he's not getting it back from viewership.
Well, at least they have the Browns, who actually will be in the playoffs, so at least they're close to being in the playoffs.
They're close to. I won't root for the Cleveland Browns until the Bills make it in. And then if they do, the city of Cleveland suffered just as much as Buffalo has. So I have no gripes against the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I will say, if Joe Flacco can actually pull something off, man, he's going to, Nick Foles got a trophy for Philly. I got a statue.
Not happening.
They're getting him 2. They're getting him 2.
You mean getting into the playoffs or winning them Super Bowl?
Winning the Super Bowl.
That's never happening.
Hey, it happened to Nick Foles. Anyways, New Orleans Saints, LA Rams.
The Rams are a 4-point favorite, and they should be. The Saints are kind of miserable.
Yeah.
I put way too much faith in the Giants last week.
Yep. So, with this one, I think the Rams probably will win. The Saints, it's just kind of like they're on and off. It's just like they can beat the average and not good teams, but it doesn't seem like they can really contend with some of those the better teams. They did beat the Lions a couple weeks ago, but I mean that could be more of a fluke.
The Saints?
Yeah,
they lost to them.
They did.
They barely lost to them.
They barely. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that.
5-point loss.
Scratch that. They haven't beaten really, I think, any real serious.
We can confirm that
team, but I think the Rams will beat them.
Going back to September, they beat the Titans by a point. They're not very good this year. They did lose to the Packers. That's a bigger win for the Packers than it is a loss for the Packers are better than I expected this year. I will say that. Don't like saying that. They barely beat the Panthers. They smoked the Patriots. That's not saying much. They beat the Colts. They beat the Bears. They beat the Panthers again, and they beat the Giants. Yeah, this is a team that got lucky with an easy schedule, and is not as good as their record looks right now.
Yeah, and they're in an easier division, but I still think Tampa's going to get that division. But I think the Rams win. I'm going to give it 28-20.
I agree with you on the Rams. The Rams are better than both you and I gave them credit for to start the year, I think.
Yeah, you didn't think they would make the playoffs.
I didn't think they'd have
capital.
I didn't think they'd have more than 4 wins. So they've almost doubled my expectations, and giving them this, they will double the expectations. I don't know if they'll get in the playoffs. That's a very tough playoff run in the NFC. I know you're hoping the Rams lose in terms of playoff position for the Packers.
Well, we beat them, though.
You're right, but you want to see, I think, because New Orleans has more games to lose going forward than the Rams. But I'm going to say the Rams here, I'm going to say it's boring, 24-14. Okay. They're going to light them up in the air. Alrighty.
And the next Saturday game, they have this is a Saturday game. It's the 4:30 game. It's the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
As a Bills fan and an AFC fan, I will be watching this game because it makes a huge difference. Bengals are a 2-point favorite.
Yeah, because they're still. I don't know if the Steelers have a chance, but
they're both technically in
division
the picture. Steelers can't win the division.
No.
But Steelers can still make wild card, and all three teams in that division can make the wild card. So,
but who can still win the division? The Browns
and Bengals currently.
Okay, yeah. So
I believe. Wait a minute. Bengals might have also been eliminated
from division because I think the Ravens they got 10, right? Ravens got 10 right now. So.
I thought they were at 11.
Oh, if they're at 11, then they can't get to them.
Yeah, so Browns are the only team that can win that.
Can win that, yep. So they're both vying for a playoff spot. Bengals have been looking good, despite having a backup. They beat the Vikings in the overtime game, which obviously I was happy for.
It was a really good game.
I was happy for that until we laid an egg to Tampa Bay. So something is telling me, though, the Steelers have been taking a lot of shit the past couple of weeks, and I'm just going to bet on this right now. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers win. I'm going to say it is 23-20.
All right.
Mike Tomlin's got to keep him going.
So here's the thing.
Did we say who the favorite was?
The favorite's Cincy.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Steelers win this game. For a Bills fan, that would be huge. I really want to see the Steelers win it.
Yeah, it's a tiebreaker.
Well, it drops drops Cincinnati to being on par with us. But I don't see a feasible way that it will. It's one of those issues. Unfortunately, Cincy's going to win this one, I think, and I think it's going to be a blowout. I think this is the game that's going to be what breaks the camel's back and Mike Tomlin gets fired. I don't like that.
I don't think he should get fired.
I don't like that, but unfortunately, I think it will. I think they've put up with a lot of mediocrity in the last couple of years where they're an average team and that's it.
If they fire Mike Tomlin...
The problem is he's lost the team. Look at the shit both those receivers are doing.
Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing record, and there has been...
But this would be his first one.
Yeah, but how many coaches have you seen that get fired after only having one losing season their entire career? Not many.
Listen, I don't think they should fire him, but Steelers fans want his head. I think it's a scary thing here.
Steelers fans are impatient because, Chuck Noll was there for 20 years.
Sounds like Packers fans.
Bill Cowher. Well, yeah, but the Steelers haven't had... They've had 3 coaches since 1969.
Good year.
3 head coaches. They've had Chuck Noll, then they had Bill Cowher, and then they had Mike Tomlin. That to me is bullshit.
Regardless, I think it's Cincy. Jake Browning's played very good. The Steelers' defense is horrendous, and they just keep piling up injuries. They've lost DeMonte Casey for the year once he was suspended. 27-13, Bengals.
All right. Buffalo Bills at the LA Chargers, 8 p.m.
The Bills are a 12-point favorite.
Yeah.
I think part of that as well is that the Bills fan base travels well.
The
Chargers have no fans.
That and they allowed 63 points or whatever.
They allowed 63 to the Raiders, and you've got
a team. You got right when we were voting against each other. When we were doing picks against each other.
Did I take the Raiders?
Yeah, you took the Raiders.
I feel better about that. But I guess the point of it is I don't trust anything the Chargers have done. Now you don't have Brandon Staley. You're out without. You don't have your starting quarterback the rest of the year. We're going Buffalo by a billion, literal billion.
You gave him 60. I'm glad I didn't watch that game. I thought I thought because NFL memes posted, I thought that was a joke. And then when I seen it, I was like, "What?"
I'm gonna say Buffalo. I'm gonna break a record on the show. We're giving the highest predicted score we've ever had. I'm saying Buffalo 68, LA Chargers 13, LA Chargers 17. Because at some point they are gonna play their secondary or their backup players. Chargers are gonna get pummeled.
I'm gonna say the Bills win 56 to 20.
It's gonna be a bad day to be a Bills fan if you drink every time you score a touchdown.
Buffalo easily wins.
This is a stupid question. Would this be the first time in modern league history where 3 different teams have scored 60-plus points in a game?
Modern? I know people have scored 50. I know there's been a lot of games that they scored 50. I don't know
if it's been 3 different teams to put 60.
I know, back in the old days, there were a lot. I mean, obviously,
because at this
40s NFL championship game between Washington and the Bears, that was a 72 to nothing.
At this point, you have the Dolphins hung 70. You got 63 last week.
You're talking about for the whole regular season.
The whole regular season.
Yeah.
The Dolphins hung 70. You got 63 last week, and then whatever the Bills put up. If the Bills can hang 60, that might be a first.
Yeah. Something tells me the Bills are going to be more modest, though. If they get to 50, they're probably going to lower it, especially if they did the Dolphins.
But here's the thing. Do you understand what happened here?
What, with the Chargers?
Last week?
They just... They didn't pump the ball.
The Raiders had backups in.
Yeah.
The Raiders had 42 at the half.
And they were playing the starters still?
No, they had 42 at the half, and then their backups came in shortly after, and they still made it to 63. Yeah, they still hung basically like 20 points with the backups. Yeah. The Chargers defense is historically bad.
Well, I said they were bad. I said they were bad when we beat them, and it's obviously worse than that.
Here's your bet. Here is your guaranteed bet of the year or of the week. Stephon Diggs over 120 yards. Bet it.
I mean, this is the game to get all the stats.
Diggs is going to go over 120 this week.
All right, but yeah, Bills win. All right, next we have Washington Commanders against at the New York Jets.
The Jets are a 3-point favorite. That's an interesting one.
No, I mean they've been to beat Houston a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but I guess my thing is, if Zach Wilson isn't playing, I don't trust Tim Boyle. And Zach Wilson's got a concussion.
Didn't they cut Tim Boyle?
Yeah, whoever they have. Zach Wilson has a concussion. And
they're pretty much on to nobody at this point.
Again, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say Washington wins. It's going to be probably 20-3.
I'm also going to say Washington wins.
These are Christmas Eve games, by the way.
I'm going to say Washington also wins... Shit, what do I want to call it? Washington wins 30... it's got to be 35. Shit. 24-21. I'll keep it close.
All right. Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud playing this game?
Still to be determined. He's still currently in concussion protocol.
Need him for this one.
The Browns are a 2.5-point favorite.
Are the Browns guys coming back for the defense? Is there guys that were
Grant Delpit is still out, to my knowledge.
Yeah. The Browns almost lost to Chicago, and that was really bad at the end.
There's my lucky bet of the week. We're gonna call it a lock for anybody who watches this, Frank. If you have live sports betting in your town, Stephon Diggs over 120 yards and Stephon Diggs for 2 touchdowns or more. $5 pays $110.
Oh man, I'm totally down with that bet if I could put that bet down. Anyways, I think the Cleveland Browns do get it done. It will probably be close. Joe Flacco did throw 3 INTs, probably the worst of his starts the past couple weeks, but he did put up a lot of yardage. He did get touchdowns to get him into the game and, lead the game. And then the defense was fortunate enough to make sure the Bears didn't catch the ball at the end there. If they play with the defense and Joe Flacco can put up a touchdown pass in this game, I think they can win, especially CJ's not playing. I think they're a better team than Houston right now, especially with that elite defense. I think the Cleveland Browns, it's going to be like a weird score. I think it's going to be like a freaking, it's going to be like a 16-6 win, I think. Something like that. Cleveland.
So I'm going to start to separate from you here. I'm going to go Houston for one big reason. Houston still managed to hang and win against Tennessee. I'm not saying Tennessee's good.
They just beat the Miami Dolphins.
But Houston had its entire second-team defense, basically. They had neither their number one or number two receiver or their starting quarterback.
But they're going up against that defense.
But they still managed to hang 19 and be able to stave off the Titans. If you
Titans don't have a good defense, though.
But what I'm saying is if you give me at least Nico Collins back and C.J. Stroud, I'm going to take the approach that Stroud and Collins are back. I'm saying they knock them off 20-13. I don't trust Joe Flacco.
You don't trust Joe Elite Flacco.
Next question.
So what was the score for Houston?
20-13.
All right. We'll have that conversation next week.
Please, I know you. You'll be texting me if he's doing good.
All right. So now here comes my game. Green Bay Packers against the worst team in the league, the Carolina Panthers at Carolina.
The Packers are only a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, because we've been sucking on defense. Well, and Jordan Love hasn't been playing good again.
Jordan Love had a good week again last week.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He was okay.
284 and 2 touchdowns. He only had 10 incompletions.
Well, yeah, but he didn't move the ball though enough.
Okay, listen. I'm going to play devil's advocate for Jordan Love. We just watched Houston barely beat a team. You still hung 284 points. The defense didn't do anything to help Jordan Love.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying the defense was good
And you were without your number one receiver.
Yeah, we were out with our number one receiver. That is true.
You were without your number one receiver. He still hung 284 points and 2 touchdowns. I will take that 10 out of 10 times if Josh Allen didn't have Steph Diggs.
Whatever. Anyways, Carolina Panthers, they did beat the Falcons barely and winning field goal like they did against Houston earlier in the year. It's in Carolina, but we should win this game despite any struggles from the defenses or anything. And if we do struggle on defense against this stupid-ass team, then they should be firing the... Well, they already should be firing the defensive coordinator, but... Green Bay, I think, will win 27-6.
I gotta check something here.
You're not going to say Carolina's going to win.
I don't want to say Carolina's going to win.
They only won by a winning field goal!
I don't want to say they're going to, but...
they couldn't score a touchdown.
Give me my time. So here's the thing. The one thing that the Carolina Panthers do right is defend against receivers. They've actually allowed the least... They're in the bottom of the league in terms of passing yards against. They don't allow the quarterback to get out of the pocket. So they do smother the quarterback. They have a good front seven. The bigger issue, the only offensive talent that Carolina has is Adam Thielen. Do you know where he lines up on the offense?
Adam Thielen?
Yes. What wide receiver position he lines up at?
Isn't he...
He's their slot
receiver.
And Green Bay cannot cover the slot. That's what costs them the game against the Giants. This is going to be an ugly game. I'm gonna do it. I have to do it.
Oh my god.
You know, you're not gonna make the playoffs anyways, so at least
there's still a possibility.
At least get another win and possibly don't give the first overall pick to the Bears.
I don't want.
Look at the bright side. I'm gonna say 14-13. The Panthers knock off the Panthers beat the Packers. Adam Thielen has both touchdowns. He's going to be the difference maker. I'm calling it. I wish I was wrong. I really wish I was wrong. But to slot receivers, Green Bay is allowing almost 5 to 6 catches a game and 60-plus yards. And that's against nobody's.
Are we getting Christian Watson back?
I haven't heard anything yet.
Nothing. Oh. I hope you're wrong about that one.
I hope I am too.
Anyways, the Seattle Seahawks at the Tennessee Titans.
Seattle is a 2.5-point favorite.
They should. I mean, they just upset the Eagles, and we'll get to the Eagles later. But Seattle Seahawks look pretty solid. Titans, I mean, they did a couple weeks ago, beat the Dolphins. But
here's the bigger issue.
They didn't beat Houston, though.
They also might not have their starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Yeah, their new starting quarterback got injured at the end of the game. It was a brutal. I seen the hit. It was
I want to say he's got a concussion, and they said
I thought it was worse than that. I thought he freaking bruised his
maybe he's the high ankle.
I thought he bruised his ribs.
I don't think it's ribs, but they said that if he's not ready to go, they're putting Ryan Tannehill back in.
Yeah. Well, Tannehill's, I mean, he's not a bad quarterback.
He didn't do anything this year prior to them benching him.
Yeah, but he's still a veteran. We'll see.
So is Nick Foles.
But Nick Foles is a Super Bowl champion. Anyways, I'm going to say Seattle Seahawks win. I'm going to say 23-16.
I'm also going to say Seattle. I have no faith in Tennessee's offense. This is going to be the game. And I guess the bigger problem. If you're a betting person, DK Metcalf over 100 yards on Sunday sounds good as well. Tennessee's left side of the defense in terms of coverage is very, very bad, especially against deep threats. And DK Metcalf can run forever. Seahawks are going to school them. I'm going to say 31-13.
Yeah. Okay. Indianapolis Colts, last 1 o'clock game at the Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta's a 1-point favorite. I think it's because they're benching Desmond Ritter.
Oh. Okay.
Ritter got benched again for Taylor Heineke. Because I'll tell you right now, Atlanta's a poverty-ass franchise. They're an embarrassment to this league. They need to be gone. I'm going with the Colts, and I hate the Colts. Colts 24, Falcons 13.
I think the Colts do win. I think it's going to be easy win. It's going to be like freaking 21-10 Colts.
The Falcons lost me a lot of money last week.
Oh, you bet on them?
I had one lineup with them winning, or one bet with them winning outright, but I had one bet with Drake London having yards. I had a lot of bets with Drake London having yards. Do you know when he got his first target of the game?
What?
Halfway through the third quarter. Your number one receiver, and you don't target him through 2.5 quarters. You suck, your mother sucks, your franchise blows. And you put a Chick-fil-A in your stadium, and they aren't even open on Sundays, you morons.
All right. The Battle of the Florida teams. 4:05.
I'm actually
Jaguars
really excited about this game.
at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh. Tampa Bay is the favorite.
It doesn't surprise me. Baker Mayfield looks good, like I've been saying all year. He's a good quarterback. He's reviving his career.
If Tampa wins, both these teams would now be 8-7.
Well, yeah, Tampa's right now winning their division right now because the South isn't that great of a division.
Well, when have they been recently? Besides the year that Carolina went to the Super Bowl.
That is true. Oh, wait, are you talking about 2003 or are you talking about the
most recent one, Cam Newton, when they were like 14-0 until they finally took a loss?
Well, that was 15. Well, who else was competitive that year?
That's what I'm saying, but they were
15-1. I know when the Panthers went back in 2003, it was competitive.
That's when it used to be in those teams. It was always, they were what the NFC West is now.
Yeah.
When like 3 to 4 teams were, you would have one team that was always really bad, just like when the Bills were, and then the other ones were always good.
Yeah, that was kind of like with the Patriots were always winning that division, but the Jets were always competitive during that time.
And then the Dolphins got competitive, and they would be around 8 wins, and then the Bills were always at 3. That was always what it was with the NFC South. But now we're at the train wreck that we are.
Yeah. So who do you think's winning this game though? Because this is playoff because they're both winning their division right now.
And Jacksonville choked last week, the biggest choke they could have done because of the fact you knew Indy had the win last week. You know you need that win. You know that now you're in a hotly contested battle with them. Indy's looking great for the fact that they don't even have their starting quarterback getting them this far. I'm going to say Jacksonville does it. I think we're far enough past that high ankle sprain where you see Trevor Lawrence out-duel Baker Mayfield. Both teams' defenses are horrendous against the pass. But if it comes down to who's the better quarterback, I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence 10 out of 10 times. I'm going to say it is a duel. I'm going to say 35-31 Jags.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win. I think it's going to be a close matchup like you did. I think it will be a shootout. I think it's going to be like 40-37.
Listen.
I think Baker Mayfield gets it done and shows the world that he can ball and be a franchise in the squad.
Listen, can I show you something?
Guy.
Can I show you something?
What?
I won't even be upset if you're right. My DraftKings lineup for this week.
You have Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Cade Otton. I'm not going to be upset if the Buccaneers go crazy. I also managed to get Jamal Agnew in there, which is a Jags player, but that's going to be the highest scoring game of the week.
Yeah.
You can put that up for one of your shorts. I'm telling you right now, if you have to bet your over, the highest scoring game of the week is 100% Tampa and Jacksonville.
All right, we'll see. Another one.
Actually, I could have shot myself in the foot and was watch. The Bills will hang 70, and them alone will make it the highest scoring game of the week.
Yeah. Okay. So now 425 game. Now, this is one that you're going to be watching. The Dallas Cowboys team you guys just whipped last week, taking on the Miami Dolphins.
Breaking news. Big news today. Big news today.
You just saved 15% on your car
No.
insurance?
I don't have Gecko. First and foremost, the Dolphins are a 1.5 point favorite. However, in Miami's practice today,
Who's the favorite?
the Dolphins.
Dolphins 3 points?
1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Okay.
In Miami's practice today, and this is huge.
Somebody got hurt.
All 5 members of the offensive line did not practice. They were out with an injury.
Really?
You were missing 5 of your offensive line starters. So even if you get half of those back, you're missing starters against one of the best pass rushes in the league.
But they just lost to Buffalo.
They did, you're right, but I don't know what happened. Listen, I've always been somebody who said that continuity on the line is a big thing. The Bills' line has been working with great chemistry, and they did a phenomenal job of neutralizing Micah Parsons. But even that didn't do much because Josh Allen had to make a lot of those plays, and the Bills went in with a completely ass-backwards game plan that anybody ever does.
It worked.
Here's the thing. If Mike McDaniels is smart, he has the team to do it. If he goes in and forces a run, they will win that game. I thought it was asinine. I flat out questioned, I go, why are we forcing the run? And our friend Gary goes, look at the stats when teams break 100 yards. And I did not know this. Dallas has allowed 4 teams to go over 100 yards on them.
Bills.
The Bills, the Cardinals, that was when the Cardinals upset them.
Okay.
The Niners, another one of their 4 losses, and the Panthers. So like the Panthers are
we didn't lose to the Panthers.
The Panthers are the oddball. That's what I'm saying. The Panthers are the one team that wasn't a loss that went over 100. Other than that,
and it's because they're a crappy team.
Other than that, 4 losses, 3 of those teams put up 100 plus yards. The Bills put up so many yards this week that their average yards against climbed 12 yards. The Bills hung 223 rushing yards against them this week.
Wow.
But if any team in the league has the ability to do that, it is Miami.
So you're saying the Dolphins are going to win?
I'm not. Mike McDaniel is that annoying little dweeb in high school. He gets that little jolt of popularity. Somebody went to his party. He thinks everybody loves me now. I'm the funny guy. He hears the media. Tua's God. He's going to go, Tua, you got to throw. That's not how you beat the Cowboys. Mike McDaniels is going to try to get Tua to win this game for him. And it's not going to happen. I'm going to say the Cowboys do come out. It's going to be a close game. I'm going to say the Cowboys 31, the Dolphins 27.
I think the Dallas Cowboys win, and I think they win big. I think it's going to be the Cowboys get their redemption. They beat the Eagles 2 weeks ago. They took that division, and then they lost it by losing to Buffalo. I think they beat the Dolphins big.
I would love to see that.
I think it's going to be 33-14.
Listen, I'd love to see you be 100% right on that. My biggest thing is I'm not discrediting the offense Miami has. I know they can score. The thing is, especially if Tyreek Hill's back healthy, Mike McDaniels tries to play to his players too much. And now, after Tyreek Hill missed the game, he's going to go, we'll get you your 2,000 yards, bud. So they're going to try to force it. And that's for once in our damn life. The Bills didn't try to force anything on Sunday. And I'm okay with it. Do you know how many completions Josh Allen had?
He didn't have that many.
7. You know how many went to wide receivers? 4. That's it.
Only a couple, because then they ran the ball.
They ran it 90% of the game. Anyhow, enough gloating about Bills actually looking like they're competent. It's a close game. I'm giving my respect to Miami because it's far from over. But if they lose to Dallas, I think it's the end of the line for Miami.
Well, yeah, because then it's pretty much if the Bills win out, they win the next. Game, they beat the Chargers.
But even more so, who does Miami have next week?
Who's on their schedule?
Number 1 seed in the AFC, Baltimore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So if Miami stumbles here and then they go into Baltimore already stumbling, and Baltimore's got one of the best defenses in the league, I don't trust their offense, but we'll see what that's worth. Anywho, enough of my incessant rambling.
Okay. Arizona Cardinals at the Chicago Bears, 425.
The Bears are a 4.5-point favorite.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I think the Bears probably will win this game. It was close last week. They've been pretty more competitive in the last couple of weeks. Cardinals, it's just kind of iffy right now. I'm gonna say it's 23-17.
Listen, I almost predicted that. I did say I liked the Bears, the thought of the Bears, but I didn't trust them against that elite defense. I'm definitely going with the Bears. I'm going to say 27-14. Bears over the Cardinals.
All right.
That confused me. I was like, why are there so many Monday night games? It's because of the holiday. There's 3 games.
Yep, 8:15. New England Patriots at Denver Broncos.
Denver's a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Denver will win this game. The Patriots are just not good, and I think it will just be an easy win. It'll be 24-14.
So this is the one thing I'm going to say. Don't discredit the Pats in being a close game here. I don't think it's going to be easy. The Pats went out and actually faced, which is funny because for years we've bashed the Chiefs about, the Chiefs' defense is terrible. Did you know the Chiefs are a top 5 defense this year?
Nope.
Yes, statistically. You wouldn't think it because the offense has been playing on all cylinders. Their defense has been very good. And the Pats looked good against them. I don't think they're going to beat the Broncos.
Yep.
But
I think they're gonna.
I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say 27-24 Broncos. Bailey Zappi makes Robert Kraft think for next year. I'm going to say Robert Kraft because we know Belichick's going.
I don't know if he's going.
They already announced that.
No. The media announced that. They never said that.
I think he's gone.
They didn't.
It's been a full year of it happening.
The media was saying.
If Bill doesn't make the playoffs, which, spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure he's mathematically eliminated.
They're already eliminated.
Then I don't think he's getting in.
Alright.
Monday all-day football.
Monday all-day. Alright. 1 p.m. on Christmas Day. 'Twas the night before Christmas. We had the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Listen.
At 1 p.m.
It's the day of Christmas, but this weekend is a gambler's.
Oh yeah.
This weekend is a gambler's fantasy. There's football all weekend to gamble multiple times. The Chiefs are a 10-point favorite.
Yes. Kansas City will win the game, despite the Raiders putting up 60 on the Chargers. This is not the Chargers. Kansas City needs to win this game. They know they're technically, really
He's
still in
slipping
a race
away.
with the Broncos.
Yes.
Broncos, surprisingly, I was like, oh, wait, the Broncos actually have a shot here. So, yeah, they need to win this game.
The bigger headline, I think, would be if, and I'm not saying they will, but if the Raiders win this, the Raiders would still be in striking distance of the Chiefs to finish the season.
Really?
Yes, the Raiders are at 6 wins. They win this, it puts them at 7 with 2 weeks left.
Okay.
So, like, the Raiders are going to play with some desperation here.
I still think I think it's too much. I think Kansas City does win. They are the better team. So I'm going to say it is 30 to 20.
Okay, so you're even playing by the full 10 points there. If this game was in Las Vegas, I might skew my bet towards the Raiders. In terms of overall victory, I'm not going to... It's in Arrowhead. We know how strong the Chiefs fans are. I'm going to tell you one thing. If you're a betting man and you're playing with a line, take the Raiders and the points. However, I'm going to say that the Chiefs win 28 to 21. I hate saying that.
38 to 21.
28 21.
28 21.
They're only winning by a touchdown.
All right, next one here. Rudolph sleigh here. We got 4:30 p.m. Christmas Day. New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a Christmas miracle. The Eagles are a 12-point favorite, and they finally get a win and actually look like they're the team that everybody says they are.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of faith in the Giants. The Giants keep it close because the Eagles' defense has gone from being elite to being horrendous.
I seen it all the way back in Kansas City. I mean, they're finally getting exposed, but like I said, the Eagles have not looked good. They've gotten lucky again. They got lucky against the Chiefs, and they got lucky against the Bills because I thought both those teams should have beaten the Eagles. The Eagles did not look good in those games, and they're starting to show it. Cowboys blew them out, obviously.
The Niners blew them out. The Seahawks
beat them. Everyone thought Seattle would win. And they're not looking good. It's not looking good. I think they will beat them just because the Giants aren't really that good right now, but that's not a reflection of them being a dominant team.
The Giants are kind of a tire fire.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those things. People are going to be like, oh, well, they're great.
Oh, the Eagles are back. No, they beat the Giants.
They just beat a bad team.
I'm not expecting anybody who is a Bills hater to watch if the Bills hang 65 on the Chargers and go, the Bills are back. No, the Chargers are just really bad.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm going to say Philadelphia 35, Giants 17, and it's going to start to signify the end of Brian Daboll's time there, unfortunately.
You think they're going to fire him after 2 seasons?
I do, because he already voiced his disapproval of the ownership. He's not getting wins.
So you're saying that he's going to resign?
No, I think they're going to fire him. Because he already said, like, hey, you guys need to lay off and give me all control instead of trying to tamper. And I think that they're going to tell him, all right, well, you can't win, so I don't want you. It's a mess in New York.
I mean,
it's what the media will do.
There. I think the Eagles win 31-17.
All right.
Eagles. Last game,
really is the game of the week.
This is the real Monday Night Football game for Frosty. So we got the Baltimore Ravens at the San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners are a 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to win the game. I think the 49ers, they're better than the Ravens. I think they're a better team than the Ravens. This is a fight for their number one seed in both conferences at this point. But I think the Niners are on paper a better team. They're both 11-3, so yeah, this will be a game of the week for obvious reasons. But I think the Niners show their dominance with this.
I'm going to piss a lot of people off.
I think it is going to be 32 to 23.
I'm going to piss a lot.
49ers.
I'm going to piss a whole lot of Ravens fans off.
You think the Ravens, I'm going
to piss Ravens fans off. I'm going to say 38 to 21 Niners. I've been waiting on the game where the Ravens finally get exposed, and I think it's this game. I do. The Ravens' defense has been okay. They definitely have deficiencies defensively. That front seven's fearsome. But Brock Purdy's become a magician. Brock Purdy throws footballs like Tom Brady. He's a very timing-based quarterback. And here's the one problem. Lamar Jackson still isn't blowing the world up with passing. They're winning the games by running the ball. And you lost your top new toy in Keaton Mitchell. You haven't been passing the ball well.
They haven't passed it to Odell that much.
Odell's been the best of the receivers in the last 4 weeks, though.
Well, yeah.
They stopped passing it to the rookie. Zay Flowers has had just awful weeks. This is going to be what opens and exposes the Ravens. I'm saying it's the Niners in a blowout, and I'm not even a big Niners fan.
Oh, trust me, I hate the Niners.
Is it because of Steve Young?
No, it's not because of Steve Young.
Jerry Rice?
No, we kicked Steve Young.
Joe Montana?
No, I know. It's because they beat us the past couple of years. That's why I hate them. The freaking when we played Steve Young, man, we beat him every time.
Frank,
beat Brett Favre, my boy. He freaking was beating them every time.
Frank,
you know what I'm saying?
If I hated teams just for the likelihood of how much they beat my team, I'd hate all 31 of their NFL teams because the Bills sucked for 20 years.
Yeah, I hold a grudge against the Giants, the Broncos, because those teams.
Well, I can understand the Giants because they stole a lot from you.
Well, no, the Broncos won the Super Bowl against us.
Yeah, but I can understand the Giants because the Giants not only stole them but went on to win those Super Bowls as well.
Yeah, we were in the Super Bowl against the Broncos and we didn't beat them, and we could have had it not been for Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis just had a migraine and just continued playing and winning and other stuff.
You say other stuff as if we're talking about Reggie White who did cocaine. Other stuff. Reggie White, cocaine, heard. All right, well,
Yep.
Christmas week is done. We're almost on to New Year's. I can't believe there's still 3 weeks in the season left.
Yes.
I kind of like how long it feels, but also at the same time I feel like I'm losing my mind because I feel like normally at this time the season's over already.
Yeah. So make sure to comment, rate, all that stuff, and any updates for shorts. And Breakdown will be returning for the Packers recap this week.
Shout out to our sponsor, Nikki Two Scoops.
Two Scoops.
I got some ice cream from my wife and my mother last night. They both approve. Nikki Two Scoops, because it's your girlfriend's favorite ice cream. Shout out to Kyle at Chicken Dippin' as well.
Dips that chicken.
He does. It's the best way to consume your wings. And the better thing, so a friend of ours once said this, you don't even have to be a big chicken wing dipper. Let's say, you got kids or you're a kid at heart and you eat French toast sticks. You know what these are perfect for? Put syrup in there. You dip your French toast in the syrup. Elite. I use them for chicken nuggets. Our friend George Chigger,
I could put ketchup in there.
You can. Oh, I put when Heather and I have nuggets. If we have a nugget board, we will put 5 different sauces and 5 different ones because you can dip them. It's wonderful. Our friend George Chigger, competitive eater, he uses them as ashtrays. He smokes his cigar and he ashes his cigar in there. So multifaceted. Hit him up online, chicken_dippin' on Instagram or chickendippin.com. Use code 716 for 15% off your order. Might not get it in time for Christmas, but still, check them out.
All right. So yeah, guys, do all that stuff. Look out for everything else. Make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. I'm BS Saltzman Goku. He's the Rainy 48. We're out of here. Peace.